your boys. Hold on. It's my time.
Okay.
Table Slappin Funny, you know, TSF for short, if you don't feel like saying all that.
Yeah.
Hopefully you enjoy your time while you're here. And if you do, leave a like on the video.
Please.
Share the video. What you like, what you didn't like, leave it in the comment section. But after you subscribe, what you need to do, it's the most important part, that little bell icon so you get notified whenever we upload so you can see some more of us.
Yeah, right.
And today, for y'all, we got a review.
Yeah.
A review for a TV show.
First one.
First one for a TV show?
For a TV show, yes.
For a TV show?
We done movies, we done albums, a couple albums, we done a couple movies, or whatever. This is gonna be the first TV series review. There's gonna be more to come.
And the series is gonna be, well, you gonna know what the series is if you like looked at the title.
Yeah.
But you know, it's gonna,
Hey, my nigga got on the Star Wars. I didn't even know this.
Even though he wasn't like a part of it, it's the Mandalorian. We're doing the Mandalorian.
Yeah, that's
what we're about to do. We're about to, you know,
go ahead and dive into that. And just to let you guys know, I'm not sure if we just be talking or whatever format. So if you haven't seen the show, it's probably best that you don't watch the video because we probably gonna get into spoilers or
like
whatever.
the little spoilers.
Yeah, but I think beforehand, we should just tell about like how we felt about the show. Then we get into spoilers, like some stuff that happened.
Okay.
All right. So you want to go first?
So you want to just say how I felt about the show?
Yeah, like just we're gonna say overall your overall consensus of the show.
My overall thing is of the show.
And you can talk about stuff you like, but we get into spoilers later on. Shit that
Yeah, like it's alright. Okay, I'm gonna just wait until we talk about spoilers to try to talk about what I liked and disliked. But overall, I liked it. I really enjoyed the show. For the most part, though, it's like the story wasn't really in depth. It was just I just enjoyed the ride for these 8 episodes for this little. I ain't gonna say mini series. I'm pretty sure they're gonna come with a season 2, but it's like little mini season. I don't know how to word it or whatever. I really enjoyed it. It was something new because I consider myself a Star Wars fan. I'm not like a huge Star Wars fan like how some people are, but like I didn't know. Like I'm very basic. I say that I'm like basic. Like so I didn't know nothing about Mandalorian lore or none of that. So hey, I'm gonna be honest, I really didn't have intentions on watching the show at first. But like I think after like the 3rd episode, I want to say like it was making a lot of noise on the internet. So I was like, what can it hurt? If I don't like it, I just can stop watching it. But I watched it and it hooked me, and I watched all 8 episodes. And so overall, I'm just gonna give my rating. I'll give it an 8. And I'll explain why I give it an 8 later on, like some of my dislikes and likes on it. But yeah, that's pretty much me.
Overall consensus for me as far as the show is concerned. If you are a Star Wars fan who has been on the fence with, because Star Wars is in a weird place. Either people love Star Wars, they hate Star Wars, or you got people who just love to hate Star Wars,
right,
or hate to love Star Wars. You know what I'm saying? Like it's in a weird place, and a lot of stuff ever since Disney has taken over. I'm not one of those people. This is, and I'm gonna talk about this right now. I'm not one of those people who's just because I might not care for some of the stuff now. We're in a weird time place. Remember, for the longest period of time before Disney started making they Star Wars movies, it was a well-renowned, worldly known fact that the prequels weren't good,
right? That
they sucked, right? But now all of a sudden,
I enjoyed the prequels though.
Yeah, but now that's what I'm saying. Now all of a sudden, it seems like it's changed.
Right.
Like people prefer the prequels now more because of what Disney has done or whatever with their new trilogy and everything like that. And I want to say I'm not in the same boat. I don't care for the prequels myself. I don't think there's the worst movies ever. But it's one of those things where like I've been somewhat enjoying new Star Wars to a certain extent. I like The Force Awakens. I just want to say I just like it. I like The Force Awakens. I don't think it's a great movie. It's a good one. I found The Last Jedi entertaining. It has its problems, but it's not.
It was a drop off.
Yeah, it's a drop off. It's a drop off, right? Haven't seen The Rise of Skywalker yet. Probably gonna wait on that. The other ones I saw pretty early, but I'm gonna wait on The Rise of Skywalker. Now I have seen Solo and I have seen Rogue One, and I like both of those.
Solo, I haven't seen Rogue One, but Solo, yeah, that was good. I ain't gonna lie, I love Solo.
Yeah, it's what I'm saying. Star Wars is such a weird place right now, but if you've been iffy about any of the other stuff, I think this is the show that finally bringing Star Wars fans together. It seems like the general thing is like people really enjoy it, and I know the reasons, right? The main guy, Pedro Pascal, he does a great job in this show. Showing a lot of emotion, but without, like, it's crazy how you can be able, somebody is so good at this that they could show emotion. This man has a mask on at the whole show.
He had to be a voice actor while actually acting.
Yeah, like it's weird, but like just the slow turns he does, the way his voice, like he gives off a lot of emotion in this main role. There's some appearances and everything. I'm glad to see Carl Weathers, Mr. Apollo Creed, you know what I'm saying? Ever since Drago put him to sleep forever. It's good to see. It's good to see him. On in such a huge series like this. You can tell the budget for the show is incredible. It looks incredible. Every episode looks like a fucking movie. The performances are decent all around. If I was to give him some, and I'm gonna get more into detail later. If I was to give some stuff I don't like about the show, just like any other show, some episodes are better than others, like noticeably better. It's one of those shows that it has a central focus, like a story, like somewhere they're going towards, but it's like they give you some, and that's fine. Filler is fine or whatever. There's nothing wrong with having contained stories inside of a series, but some of those episodes where they kind of got away from the main plot point was kind of like, or whatever. But we're just talking about from a production standpoint, the score, the directors that were on board for this, the writing and stuff like that. I'll get into more of that later or whatever. Man, this is a really solid show. I'm looking forward to season 2 or whatever. Man, I've been waiting for, even though I enjoyed some other stuff, I've been waiting for some Star Wars stuff like this. Something that has nothing to do with the Skywalker saga, just its own contained story, just great storytelling. It's like a Star Wars Western, you know what I'm saying? And it's a good combination or whatever. It has its flaws, but if I was to rate the first season, get my rating, I give it an A-. I'm thinking an A-.
I gave it a 1 out of 10. I gave it an 8. That's what I said. I gave it a 1 out of 10, so I guess mine would be a B.
Yeah. You said 8 out of 10?
Yeah, 8 out of 10.
Okay. Gotcha. So you think yours would be a B?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards an A- for the first season, and I'm gonna get into the reasons why. Just to let you know, guys, we do use the anime ranking system, so S is the highest. All right, but A-. But we're about to get into the spoilers, so if you ain't seen the show, get the fuck out of here. All right, cool. So, cool. So, spoilers. Okay. You go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. You got it. Go ahead.
Okay, first, I'm going to just tell my dislikes of why it wasn't an A or A plus S or whatever. My main dislikes were, okay, first off, it's like nobody knew what the Force was. And that was like really, and the reason why it was aggravating to me, because people can be like, if you guys could say, well, this is after all this, most of the Jedis are dead, this blah blah, but it's like they knew about everything else. Like they knew about the Mandalorian lore, they knew about, and I don't know if it was the first, it was early on in the season, he referenced some, we can't use this money because of the old government or whatever, and he was like, well, the government dead. If they knew about the government, that mean they would have to know about people like Darth Vader and Palpatine.
You know what I'm saying? Like they know about the war.
And Palpatine and people like that, but it seemed like nobody knew about the Force. No, when they found Baby Yoda, everybody like, oh, what is this? Yoda was supposed to be one of the most renowned people in the Star Wars galaxy. He was the most powerful Jedi in history.
Yeah.
So like that was weird.
Yeah.
What else? That might have actually been it. What kind of like irked me. Other than that,
what about like from a storytelling standpoint?
A story that, like what I referenced in the beginning, from a storytelling standpoint. Goddamn, get my words out. The story didn't really feel in depth to me. It just felt like an adventure. Like it was just every episode they got to figure out how to either do something to get some money, or do something to protect Baby Yoda. You know what I'm saying? That was pretty much it. There wasn't really much to it to me.
Right.
Like that was pretty much the gist of it. But like I said, I like the way it looked. I like the Mandalorian stuff. That was like cool to me. I thought it was a race, but it's a religion or creed or something like that.
Right.
So that was pretty much my dislikes. I like pretty much everything else about the show. I guess I'll get into my hopes or wish list. For it might not be season 2. What I want might wait till season 3 if they get a season 3 or whatever. Is I would like for there to be some.
No, you good.
I would like for there to be some type of time skip, I guess, because it's weird because I'm asking for that, but Baby Yoda is supposed to be, the nigga supposed to be 50, but he's a child, like he's a toddler,
he's itty bitty,
he's a baby. But the reason why I'm asking for that is because we had our season, the internet went crazy because of Baby Yoda. Oh, he's so cute, we protected him and all that, but I would like it to be where I ain't even gotta say he gotta be out there really going crazy. I would like for him to not be helpless anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like kind of like, and I'm gonna use this as an example. It's crazy because it's Disney or whatever. Kind of like how they did Baby Groot, and now he's teenage Groot.
Right.
Like he's still not Groot out there, be able to do whatever he do, but he's not helpless.
Right.
He can help.
He can still help.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Because even not seem like every time he used the Force or whatever, like it fucked him up.
Yeah,
they
like,
got to take he had to have nap time. Every time, like he doesn't have the control to like really be able to take all that, because that's a lot. That nigga passed out every time he did it. So I agree with that point. It'd be interesting to see what they do with that.
And my last thing about it, which is kind of interesting, I'm gonna see how they do it. Is I guess it's kind of like following the trend of how the movies are. Like we said, we haven't seen Rise of the Skywalker, but at the end of the series, he's supposed to go. The Mandalorian, he's trying to find, I guess, like other people like Baby Yoda or their species or whatever. So it seems like in a way in the series they're gonna, I guess, go along with, I guess, trying to rebuild the Jedi Order in like their own way.
Right.
I would say or whatever. Which like I said, would be interesting because it seems like nobody knows what the Force is. And see, they like, oh, do the magic hands. Like,
Nobody knows what it's called. It's like, I've heard of it before, but like, how do y'all not know what it is?
Yeah, and when another thing that it was making me mad is like nobody knows what it is, but it seemed like most of the, I guess like the main characters or whatever, like I can't remember their names, but Quill, the girl,
Kara.
Kara, and what's the black? What was Apollo Creed name?
Grief. Yeah,
it seemed like none of them like really knew what it was. Quill kind of knew what it was because he's supposed to be, I guess, the old wise guy. But it's like all of them were in the military.
Yeah.
So they would have to know stuff about the Force and Jedi's.
Yeah.
Which was kind of weird.
You would think.
Yeah, you would think.
I don't know.
That was, that's pretty much all I gotta say about it.
Maybe it's one of those things where what we expect, like people, it's one of those things. It was so prevalent in the original trilogy and going forward or whatever, that it's one of those things that was so prevalent that we would expect it to be prevalent everywhere or like well known,
right?
But maybe it's not. Maybe it's just one of those things. Like I don't know. Maybe it's like.
But that's the thing, because it's like that was so prevalent now nobody knows what it is. And like I said, I'm not a super Star Wars head or whatever, but I feel like the Mandalorian lore wasn't that prevalent, but everybody knows what the Mandalorian was. Everybody knows what happened to them and all that. Right. So like that's why I'm like,
because like outside of the movies and maybe a cartoon here or there, like I don't know much about it. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of lore that I probably don't know.
Right.
So I
Me too.
So I know there's comics, there's books, there's apparently there's some games that's canon to the story. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of shit. Like people talk about Marvel, but like trying to keep up with all that stuff or whatever, like the shit, nigga, Star Wars. It's like everything is connected. Goddamn it, like stuff that you think don't matter or whatever. Even the freaking Disney XD cartoons, apparently, all of that shit is. You know what I'm saying? All of that is in the lore. Like none of that stuff stands alone. So I got you on that.
Oh, I'm sorry. One more thing, and I'm gonna let you go. One more thing, I'm gonna let you go. There's one more. I knew it was another dislike I had, but I couldn't think of it. But now I just remember.
Okay.
And yes, I know that he did the little job. When he got Baby Yoda, he got the little silver stuff or whatever to make his armor or whatever. But can I have like some more? I want him to feel in danger when they have a firefight. It's like he could just go out there and go Rambo. It's like his armor was eating all the bullets. Like he would like go like from the impact of it, but then he'll like it's like the stormtroopers. It's like they basically just had on outfit because he would just shoot them one time and they'll be dead. And he was like eating all those laser blasts.
I guess it's the armor, man.
I know it's the armor, but it's like I don't.
You want more of a struggle?
I want
feel like he struggled though.
I want more of a. He did struggle, but it's like he was, like I said, he was able to like run out there in the open and go Rambo most of the time. Like every episode they had a firefight, he got shot at least 4 times without consequences. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
So if it's gonna be like that, I would rather them not have like a Rambo firefight, but make it like more strategic. Like he has to do stuff, which he was. He was like, you know, using his environment and all that, but don't run out there in the open. Oh, look at this gun.
Right.
I really don't like stuff like that because it don't like because you just be like
all the stake. There's no stakes.
Yeah, he's like you don't feel like he's in danger.
Right,
that was
take
what
away
I
the
was
suspense.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I'm trying.
I know he's gonna be all right.
Yeah,
it's like but at the same time, it is the first season, so nothing really gonna happen. But it would be cool to like see somebody fuck him up real quick.
Yeah, like nigga could lose an arm or a leg or something. Like I'm for real. Like
pick up shit. Yeah. But man, I gotta talk about Baby Yoda first. This motherfucker is so cute. I don't know what it is, bro. This is just the weirdest thing ever. Cause not at any moment, at any time, do you? I guess everything is cute when it's a baby or whatever. I know about not everything, but sorry, but you know, but you know. Yeah, man. Like every time he was on the screen, I'm just like, oh, like damn, I'm about to spend money. Like they gonna get a plushie or something. So cool job. Yeah, you knew what the fuck y'all was doing, Disney, with that. Dude, like, there's a lot I liked or whatever. One thing I do want to talk about is I like the team that they had together because I pay attention to the credits and people that do stuff. Shout out to my nigga John, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but Jon Favreau. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. If you don't know who he is, he pretty much was the I won't say the catalyst, but he was the person who pretty much started the MCU films. He didn't start them. Of course, Kevin Feige is over all of that, but like he directed the first Iron Man, right? He actually plays Happy in the MCU series, and he's directed, I didn't care for it, but he did the Lion King remake recently, he did the Jungle Book, there's also been some other movies and stuff that he's done and stuff like that, so very talented dude. Like you never know like everything these people can do or whatever, so he's basically just seems to be the showrunner, the main writer or whatever, and as much as people say, well, about Disney does Marvel, Disney does Star Wars, I'm glad it's in his hands because he seems to be knowing what he's doing. I'm glad to see Star Wars in the hands of someone who like
he seems like he's a fan.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah. Another person that's back on board. You know him from writing, being the showrunner. Everybody loves him in the Star Wars area, universe or whatever. As far as a creator, Dave Filoni, known for mainly animated stuff like the Clone Wars series, which is great, or whatever. He's on board with this show. He directed a few episodes. His episodes were, honestly, it's funny that people love him. I think his episodes were the weakest, probably because he's so used to animation. Directing animation is different than directing live action, but he still did a good job. Whatever, glad to see him on board. Deborah, there was somebody else. There's a lady. She's done something else too, but Deborah Chow, I want to say is her name. She directed some really great episodes or whatever as well too. I want to say whenever he went in and broke out, when he saved Baby Yoda, like after he gave him up or whatever, I want to say she directed that episode. That episode was great when he was like in there mowing down everybody. That shit was tough or whatever. So other people I want to give credit to, I'm forgetting names. If I fuck up your name, I'm sorry. Rick, I want to say it's Fuyama or something like that. He directed the episode as well too. I want to say it was the 7, it was one or something like that. But he directed a movie called Dope. You remember Dope or whatever? Yeah, man. Yeah, man. He directed that or whatever. So like the team they have on board is crazy. And shout out, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, to Ludwig. He's actually the producer. If you guys don't know this, he's the producer for Childish Gambino, one of our favorite artists. He's been scoring a lot of movies lately. He's getting to the bag. He also scored Black Panther or whatever. Hell, I was just watching some random movie on Amazon Prime. He was scoring that. Like, this dude is, when it comes to making music, like, he's one of the next people up as far as creating scores and stuff like that. So they got a great team on board.
Disney trying to rule the world. So.
Yeah, man, like, this shit was crazy. And last but not least, I got a shout out to, hope I'm pronouncing this right too, Taika Waititi or whatever. He voices IG-11 in the show. Does a great job. He does a great job pretty much anything.
Shout out to IG-11, son. He went out like a real
He went out like a real
one
or whatever.
Man.
Shout out to Nick Nolte for voicing Quill, Gina Carano for playing Kara. Like, this cast just does a really good job. My nigga Bill Burr popped up. I don't know if you, well, of course you know this, but you know, Bill Burr, the comedian. He was, I don't remember his name because I ain't gonna lie, the characters weren't really that memorable in that episode. When he met up with that old team or whatever, Bill Burr was the guy that was like talking shit to him or whatever. You might not recognize him just from me saying his name, but you
He's about the. He didn't go on them with the mission. Like, he was the old dude.
No, he went on the mission.
He went on the mission.
White dude, kind of balding or whatever. He dropped Baby Yoda.
I'm thinking about somebody else.
Yeah, he dropped the. I'm gonna tell you who he is.
I'm thinking about old dude from I know him from Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, not him.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
about.
not him. But no, he dropped your Baby Yoda. Like, when he was holding him, he was like, "What is this?" and whatever. And then the shit, like, he dropped him.
Yeah, okay.
Him. That's Bill Burr. You might not know him from the stand on his comedy, but you watch F is for Family, right? He's the voice of Frank.
Oh, okay.
That's him. That's him. That's my nigga. I fuck with Bill Burr. It was so funny to see him in Star Wars. I thought that was, I couldn't take him seriously the whole time. He really was playing Bill Burr the whole time or whatever. Like, there's just a lot of stuff that was just cool just to see. But I was talking about Taika Waititi. A lot of people know him from directing Thor Ragnarok. He directed the last episode 8, which was my favorite fucking episode. You got the shit was so funny. The opening with the stormtrooper.
That's my favorite scene on that episode. That was so fun.
That was worth it. That was
so funny.
I don't know who played those two stormtroopers, but they nailed it. But yeah, you could tell that whole episode, just the scene, the action, like, it had the Thor Ragnarok written all over, between the comedy and I was just like, oh man, this dude is great. This dude is great. So I work with him or whatever. Man, as far as the dislikes, I've been talking a lot about just stuff I liked and just cool things, Star Wars shit. But like, kind of what you were mentioning, I like the kind of adventure of the week type thing in some formats, but some things is just like, it's kind of uninteresting. I wasn't interested in them, even though it was cool to see, it was interesting to see him like not be interested in staying with that woman. I want to say it was episode 4 or episode 5. I want to say it was 4. When they found the village. The episode was kind of weak to me or whatever. It was cool. The ending fight was pretty cool or whatever, but it really, I don't know if you ever seen the movie Seven Samurai. It pretty much was just like a kind of rip off of that. It probably was inspired by that. It was kind of weak. I didn't care too much. It wasn't bad, but the episode when he met the little rookie dude or whatever, yeah, that shit was weak. Stuff like that, like, it's one of those shows where, you know, no episode is like terrible, but there is a drop off in quality. It's like they have to keep the story going, but there's stuff that happens in between that you care about less. But when it's back to the main plot, when the shit is in danger, shit is going down, it's one of the best shows on TV. You know what I'm saying? Like, can't too much shit top it. And I want to say they spent like $12 to $15 million an episode, and it shows. Oh my God, Jesus Christ! This show looks amazing or whatever. I just can't. Every time it came, like, I know Star Wars is huge. They have the money for it. Disney definitely has the money for it. But to just see something that's a series, I don't think anything has ever been done. I know Game of Thrones had a pretty big budget, HBO and shit like that. I know Netflix stuff has had a budget, but like, dude, this was insane.
That's I feel like that's different though, because it's like those are like hour 5-minute, 10-minute episode. These like the most episode was probably 45 minutes.
45, 48
at the most. So spending 13 million on a 30 to 40 minute episode. So
because the first episode wasn't even that long. It was like 32 minutes or something.
That's what I'm saying. So like,
yeah,
that's on a whole nother level.
Yeah, this is definitely a love letter to Star Wars fans. I feel like that, and if they keep on the right track, they keep the intensity. I'm interested to see what they do with Moff Gideon. I don't know much about him. In the lore and anything.
He popped out with
that dark saber. Hey, that shit was clean. Or whatever. But dude, yeah, man, that's pretty much all I got for spoilers. I didn't really talk about stuff that happened in the show. If you ain't watched the show yet, you gotta watch it. You know, if you're skeptical, don't be skeptical. It's not overhyped. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things that you gotta check out. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited that we got such a great Star Wars property in 2019. People didn't think it was possible, but it's possible. I ain't gonna lie, it's got me worried. I want to watch Rise of Skywalker, but I just feel like I'm gonna be disappointed because this got me on such a high. You know what I'm saying? Such a Star Wars high or whatever. You know, just the feels. You know what I'm saying from Episode 8. Just the feels. You know what I'm saying? Because I knew something was gonna happen, but they already killed my nigga Quill. You know what I'm saying? But then IG-11. Self-destruct, it's cool, but that's all I got, man. That's all I got.
A random question. When they got like everybody, well, I don't think they had everybody together at one point, but you know, from Quill to IG-11, the car, and damn, what Apollo Creed name was?
I think his first name is
Grief. Like, and then with Mando, like, did it feel Guardians of the Galaxy-ish?
Yeah, I think it did. It kind of.
And then with Baby Yoda,
it definitely had the vibes of that.
Yeah, I just thought that was interesting.
We need James Gunn to direct the episode.
That's fire.
That's what we need for the culture.
This is gonna be the last thing I say, because they supposed to do an Obi-Wan series. Since y'all did so good on Mandalorian, look at Disney. If y'all fuck up Obi-Wan series, dog,
bro, it's gonna be trouble. Cause like Cause we fuck with Obi-Wan. You know what I'm saying? We already love him. So like you can't I didn't know much about like I said, I didn't know much about Mandalorian lore or whatever. Cause to be honest, when I first saw the trailers and stuff.
You thought it was Boba Fett?
Yes, nigga. I'm like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? But I'm glad they didn't that's what I'm saying, it's his own contained story. There's really no references to stuff like that. Even though he may or may not pop up. There's been rumors about that. But yeah, you can't mess up the Obi-Wan thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's got to be universally loved. Yeah, that's that. I'm excited though. Shout out to Disney, man. Y'all been giving them niggas a lot of flack. Talk shit now. You know what I'm saying? How you feel? You feel pretty good. Cause I feel pretty good about where Star Wars is right now. Side note, weirdly enough, it seems like how people shitting on Battlefront 2 or whatever. Like not for being like microtransactions being a good game. I don't play it, but apparently that game has made a comeback.
Really?
Yeah, like apparently they've they really worked on the game and made it better. So apparently it's actually fun now, like to play. Like you ain't got to spend a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? They did an update or some shit like that.
It's probably not true.
Yeah, well, it's just
because the reason I'm about to get on the whole tangent.
Because it's EA.
No, it's not because it's EA. I'm not even gonna do it.
But also,
I'm gonna do it off camera.
Off camera.
Talk to you about it.
All right, but also, Star Wars: The Fallen Order seems to be a great game as well too.
Yeah.
Haven't played it yet, so like stuff seems to be looking up. We'll see. But according to reviews, Rise of Skywalker seemed to fuck that up a little bit. People really don't care for it. Even critics. That's interesting to see because they've been liking everything pretty much for the most part. Yeah, man. Just staying on the Star Wars train. So if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like. It helps with the engagement, helps people find our channel. Also, be sure to comment. Tell us what you thought of The Mandalorian. Did you enjoy it? Did you dislike it? If you disliked it, give your reasons and stuff like that.
Give us your letter grade.
Leave your grade in the comments and stuff. Tell us what you're excited about. See, there's probably gonna be spoiler discussions in the comments. So once again, I don't know why you would watch this 28-minute video. 29, however long it ended up being, if you ever watched the show, because obviously we went into depth and talked about it a lot or whatever. And also be sure to subscribe. And when you subscribe, be sure to click that notification bell so you get notified every time that we upload. We plan on doing more TV series reviews, hopefully some more, because you know what I'm saying, we be talking crazy on camera, then we some nerds, you know what I'm saying, we in the Marvel, Star Wars. That's all I think. DC, you know what I'm saying? When they doing
Anime.
right. Yeah, all that shit. Nigga, we got some stuff coming, so y'all stay tuned for the discussions and stuff like that. But nothing else. So this Table Slappin' Funny signing out.
Before we blow your mind, the show was all about